combat. One of, if not the most interesting way to engage with other people in Elite Dangerous. But it is also an area which requires a thorough understanding of many different aspects. As such, combat, notably player versus player combat, is one of the most misunderstood areas of the ED universe. The following series is dedicated to clearing up common misconceptions by presenting the very basics of combat. Although it is naturally intended for newer players, many of the methods discussed will be modeled in PvP scenarios, so those experienced pilots who have not delved into combat with other players may also find the series useful. With that in mind, if you spot an error in any of the videos, it would be greatly appreciated if you could leave a comment. In the first episode, thruster control. Having good thruster control is essential for a pilot to be successful in combat. The ability to maneuver effectively can often be life-saving. In this episode, we'll be looking at the basics of thruster control. To begin with, let's look at the primary thruster. One of the most important aspects of maneuvering in combat is your pitch. The pitch speed is directly influenced by your ship's actual speed. So, to get optimal pitch performance, you've got to keep your ship speed as indicated to the right of your scanner display within the blue area. This is referred to as the blue zone, and the difference in performance is remarkable, as can be seen in this footage. As you can see, the further your speed indicator gets from the center of the blue zone, the slower your pitch speed ends up being. Next, let's take a look at the lateral thrusters. The term lateral describes the combination of horizontal and vertical thrusters. Lateral thrusters are commonly employed alongside the main thruster during combat maneuvers. For instance, when circling an enemy, one should use a combination of forward and vertical thrust, the direction of this thrust depending on the pitch direction. In this clip, I'm circling my opponent using a combination of upwards pitch and downwards vertical thrust. This allows me to stay behind them, whilst also giving me opportunities for firing angles when I desire them. Finally, the boost function. Boosting is needed to achieve your ship's maximum speed, but it's not always the best option when performing maneuvers, especially with flight assist on. The FDL, for instance, has a tendency to stall after boost maneuvers. Due to this, boosts are best applied during the following scenarios: during immediate changes of direction at high speeds, in combination with lateral thrusters to dodge projectile weapons, and finally, when chasing or running away from a target, or in any other situation where you need a lot of speed. Here's a small side note on boost. Once you engineer your thrusters, the negatives of boost will become less noticeable. When combined with a modded power distributor, this allows you to make more frequent use of boost during combat. Be wary, however, as experienced pilots will often coax you into a boost, leaving you vulnerable to attack. One big misconception is that boost always makes you more evasive. This only works if you combine it with laterals and ensure you avoid stalling. So that concludes the video on thruster control. I hope the information presented was useful to you. As I said at the beginning, this is the first episode in this series of combat guides. So if you have any comments on the structure or presentation that you would like to tell me about, please leave a comment below. The next episode is going to be on pip management. Until then, I wish you all the best of luck out there.